I'm Emmanuel and welcome to my workbench and welcome to another coin roll hunt. Today I will be hunting loonies, $1 coins, as well as quarters. Look at this one. 2012. Oh well, I thought it was silver. Anyways, we'll get a look at it later. Let's start with the loonies, and as I have been doing, we're just gonna dive into it and record this coin roll hunt. Record this coin roll hunt live. So let's get right to it. We are looking for colorized coins. We might have some American dollars in here as well, some foreigns, but it is unlikely. I haven't found very many, but it is possible. So let's go right into these machine wrap rolls. I'll bring you in on any commemoratives I might find, just so you can have a look at them. Still haven't found any 2026s in any of my coin roll hunts, but those I usually start finding around the month of July. And that is it for roll number one. Roll number two. Let's see what we get in this roll. Some shiny ones by the edge there. Well, we have a commemorative here. All right, our first commemorative find. This is the Lucky Loonie. This may be either for the Summer Games or the Winter Games. This design was used for two Olympics, and you can tell by the date. And this is 2012. 12 is divisible by 4, which makes this a Summer Games Lucky Loonie. The other one for this date is a 2014 for the 2014 Winter Games. Moving on to roll number 3. I haven't had much luck with colorized coins in my hunts recently. I don't know why that is. All right, we have another Lucky Loonie, and this one is dated 2008 for the Summer Games. Very cool. Roll 4. All right, 4 more commemoratives. The first one here is the centenary of the Montreal Canadian hockey team. The Montreal Canadiens, 1909 to 2009. Next one here is the monument to the unknown soldier. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. This one is 1994. Next one over here is the, this is 1992, which is the 125th anniversary since Confederation. Of the Parliament buildings and a family looking up at the fireworks, and they have a little Canadian flag there. Very cool. Final one is 2019, celebrating 50 years of Canadian pride. Very, very cool. There is a non-intended for circulation colorized version of this coin. I have seen them in pictures, but I have not ever found one coin roll hunting. Roll number 5. Nice that we get lots of commemoratives, but I would like to start seeing some colorized coins in these rolls. I'm sure that they will start popping up eventually because they are out there in circulation. All right. Speaking of which, we have our first colorized find. This is 2 million minted. This is the Klondike coin from 2021 over here by my thumb. For a colorized coin, it is one with very little color, but it is 2 million minted nonetheless. We have two other commemoratives. We have the celebration of the 100 years of the women's right to vote in Canada. And finally, the 150th of Canada, 1867 to 2017. This is the one with the weird font, what I call the weird font at the back there. You can see it right off when you're coin roll hunting. Very, very cool. Still looking to find some non-colorized Supreme Court loonies in the wild. Roll number 6. The Supreme Court ones would be 1 million minted. It would be a great find. I don't think I have ever found one in the wild, and it would most likely go to my main coin album. Nothing in this roll. Roll 7. Nothing in that roll either. Roll 8. All right, we have 3 more. We have the 2004 Lucky Loonie for the Summer Games. Let me look on my phone to see. I think this one might be lower mintage. I don't see these guys very often. Nope, that is nothing special. They are common enough. Next one over here, we saw this one already for the 2012 Summer Games, but this one is dated 2014. This one is for the Winter Games, so same design. And the final one over here is really, really nice. This is a 2010 that I might set aside to look against my book. Now, 2010 also has the small beads, large beads variety, so I'll scope that after. But I'll also compare it against my book because it actually looks quite good for an older coin. I don't come across too many 2010s. All right, let's go to roll number 9. Only that one colorized one so far in the hunt. All right, 2 more finds. We have another Lucky Loonie. This one, oh, we've seen this one before. This is a 2008. I just jumped out at me. I really like this design with the bird in flight or landing, whichever perspective. I think he's landing possibly. There we go. But this one is in better condition. But I found a counter stamped coin. This one has ET stamped into it. 2013. Very, very cool. Let's keep going with roll number 10, last roll for the loonies. Will we find a colorized coin in here? An NIFC would be nice as well, though I don't come across those too often. And that is it for the loonies. Let me make some space in my bowls here for my quarters, and I'll be right back. And I'm back with the quarters. This is what I'm going to be looking at for over here. We have anything before 1970 over here. Starting in 1968, we have a possibility for 50% silver. 67 and earlier, of course, it is silver. 67 is split evenly between 80% and 50% silver. And anything that's 1966 and earlier is 80% silver. If I find a true oldie from 1919 and earlier, then that'll be sterling silver at 92.5. From the modern coins here, we have a couple of key dates. 1970, but especially the 1991, only 500,000 minted for that year. And we have errors and varieties here as well. So let's start with the curious looking transparent roll with this 2012 that looks awfully like silver toning. Now, as you saw in one of my Wednesday videos, the Canadian Royal Mint does issue silver coins in sets of circulation coinage with this circulation strike as a proof set. So let's have a quick look. Is this magnetic? Did somebody rip this out of a proof set and it's an actual silver coin? It is magnetic. So it is just a really crusty, corroded, regular quarter. So let's continue with this roll. See if there's anything of interest to look for here that we can find. All right, roll one, we have 3 to look at over here. By far, the quarter is the Canadian denomination with the most commemoratives. This is the 1999 December Millennium quarter. There we go. Very cool. Next one here is the famous 1973 centennial of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Now, the one we want to look for is the large bust variety. I can tell right away by 2 indicators. One is the little dots, the little denticles here, the little dots are far away from the rim, which means this is the regular strike, as well as look at all the detail in her hair. You can see all of these swirls in the Queen's hair. This indicates that, to me, that this is the regular strike. The large bust, where the bust of the Queen is slightly larger, has less detail in the hair, so not so many swirls. Her hair, if so to speak, appears chunkier, and these little dots are right up against the edge. So I have never found one, but that is still on my bucket list here. And of course, we have the 125th anniversary of Canada. Sorry, this is the Golden Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II. There is no date on the reverse, but the date is a double date in the obverse here. 1952 to 2002 for Queen Elizabeth's 50th year on the throne. Very cool. Moving on to roll number 2. Roll number 2 is also one of these transparent rolls. There is a different edge here. It looks to be a little bit maybe corroded. Let me have a look. It's probably a corroded edge. Yeah, it's a corroded edge. This is a 2014. Nothing special there. I like these because you can see coins by the edge. Silver and American coinage pops out. So let's see what's in this roll here. All right, we have our first colorized find. This is a 2004 Poppy. You can see that the color has worn off. This was the first attempt at Canada to put color on a coin, and the process was refined later on, and it lasts much longer, but this is the typical state of these quarters. I'll put it on the board because it is colorized. And our second commemorative over here is a set of commemoratives that they did for the Vancouver 2010 Winter Games. This is the biathlon, and it is dated 2007. Roll number 3, nothing special on the ender. All right, 5 more commemoratives to look at. The first one is a Tecumseh. This is the non-colorized version. The colorized version has a colorized maple leaf. This is for the War of 1812. And this one is dated 2012. The next one is the same series as the other Vancouver coin. This is the Vancouver 2010 figure skating commemorative, dated 2008. We have this one is another one celebrating Queen Elizabeth's Golden Jubilee, but this is the alternative reverse with a big maple leaf and some confetti and people holding it up here. So this is the alternative reverse for the Golden Jubilee. We have a speed skating commemorative here, dated 2009 for the Vancouver 2010 games. And finally, we have Hope for a Green Future. This is the non-colorized version celebrating Canada's 150th anniversary since Confederation. There is a colorized version of this coin as well. Roll 4. Oh, we have a colorized right here. Let's set it aside. Anything else by the edges? Nothing really, so let's get right into it. All right, 3 more over here. The second colorized one is the Cindy Clausen colorized Golden Moments quarter. This celebrates Cindy Clausen's gold medal win at the 2006 Winter Games. This is issued in 2009. Put that one on the board. Next one we have is the Millennium Series Achievement, dated 2000. Celebrating Canadian achievement. And finally, the last commemorative here we have is also from year 2000, wisdom. We have an older man sharing wisdom with a young child. Very, very cool. Moving on to roll 5, no ender on this one. No ender that I can see anyways. Let's have a quick look at the edges. All right. All right, lots of interesting coins to look at in this one. So we're starting with the Vancouver 2010 series with acrobatic skiing. A lot of rust on this one. 2008. We have the 2015 non-colorized Remembrance Poppy. There we go. Colorized version of that coin as well. We have, again, Vancouver 2010 Olympics. This is downhill skiing. 2007. Whoops. Where did that go? We have an oldie. This is an oldie just before last year before after silver, 1969 with the Ring of Death. But I always check my 1969s. It is magnetic because there were some 69 coins that were issued in silver. We have cross country skiing, Vancouver 2010 Olympics. This one is dated 2010, and the final one here, the 125th anniversary of the Stanley Cup. 1892 to 2017. Very, very cool. Roll 6. Nothing on the ender. All right, 3 more commemoratives to look at here. We have Community, year 2000. Now, let's move these over. There is a Community with a P composition mark on the back, so that's the one to look for. I have never found one. They were, that is a mule error. And what we're looking for is the letter P in front of or below the Queen there. There's a mark there, but it is post-mint damage. This is not the version we're looking for, but I have never found one. 2000, celebrating family. Some indigenous art there. And finally, Harmony, year 2000. And is Harmony the other one? No, Creativity and Community are the 2 to look for. Harmony does have a rotated die as well as the Pride. So let's see if this one has a rotated die. Rotated this way. No die rotation. For those of you who want to know, die rotation is you take the coin, you flip it around like this, and the queen's head is off on an angle like this. In other words, that the obverse side is not aligned with the reverse side. All right. In roll number 1, I forgot to check that pride quarter for the die rotation, unfortunately. I didn't think of looking at my board here. All right, we have another colorized coin. This is the Golden Moments men's hockey coin. Now, the version that we want to find is the one with the raised 2, the color with raised 2. And you look at the last 2 in 2002. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus here. You look at that last 2 right there. You can see that the 2 is like it's dug into the leg there. They've chiseled out the outline of the 2. The one that we want, the 2 is sitting right on top of the leg. There's no chiseling around it. It's called the raised 2 because that means that the colorized coin was struck on the non-colorized die, which the non-colorized has the raised 2 as the default. But it is a find for the board nonetheless. We found another one of these 2000 communities, so let's see if there's the P composition mark. There is not. We have our first American in the hunt. This has a Denver mint mark, and this is a 2006 Nevada. That is awesome. Next, we have a 1968, last year that silver was produced. This doesn't look silvery to me, and it is not. It would have been nice to find a silver coin. And here is the centenary of Alberta, 1905 to 2005. We have cattle, the sun setting behind the Rocky Mountains there, and an oil derrick in the front here. The Alberta rose, or the wild rose, and some ears of wheat on either side. Very cool. Next roll, nothing special on the ender. This is roll 8. Let's have a look at the coins. Oh, we have, this looks silvery, but it has a modern, obverse, and it is magnetic. Just in case, that it's a commemorative silver coin. Let's keep going. I always check with the magnet. All right. This is commemorating the Year of the Veteran, 2005. There were 3 of these in this roll. You have an old veteran and a new recruit down at the bottom. Very cool. We have the Vancouver 2010 Paralympics. This is sledge hockey. Now for the Paralympics over here, we want, for the wheelchair curling, there is a mule for 2007, but this is not the one that we're looking for. The mule, you can see the special Paralympic logo over here. The mule has the regular Olympics logo on it, so that's the one to look for. I've never found one. And we have our second centenary of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and there is a gap, a large gap between the beads and the edge, and you can see a lot of detail in the hair. So this is the regular strike. Not the very precious large bust over here. Precious, not precious, I should say, very valuable. This one has a 2017 ender on it. I can tell by the font on the obverse. It might be a colorized Hope for a Green Future. And it is. It is a colorized Hope for a Green Future. So let's have a look at that one after, as I continue through this roll. All right, 3 colorized coins. We have two Hope for a Green future coins. One is in more, this one on the right has seen more circulation than the one on the left. Very, very cool. And the obverse, again, with the funky font. So put those guys on the board. And we have another colorized on this one. This is the remade, the second try of the 2004 colorized poppy. This is the 2008 colorized poppy. As you can tell, the color is holding on fast to the coin. You can see if I tilt it this way, you can see some wear on it. You can see those little bare spots, but the enameling did last much, much longer, and I'm pretty sure this is the process that they still use to this day. Roll 10, final roll. What will we find in here? Nothing special with the ender. Nothing special on the edge check. Only one American coin in this hunt so far. If you've been watching my videos, that hasn't been very typical of it. I've been finding a lot of Americans. Oh, look at that. We have a nickel. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30, 2, 4, 6, 8, 39, and 40. So it's not an extra nickel, it is a nickel instead of a quarter. So we are down 20 cents. So we got what? A 2009 nickel, nothing to call home about. Let's look at the other commemoratives that we have. In this final roll, we have the Vancouver 2010 Ice Hockey, 2007. We have the non-colorized version of the women's gold medal, 2002. 2002 was a big year for men's and women's Canadian hockey. That was the year that we won double gold, much like the United States did this year. This year, of the Olympics, Canada, of course, won double silver. Congratulations to Team USA on that victory. Those two victories. And here's another 2004 colorized poppy. Well, no silver in this roll. Lots of colorized compared to what I've usually been finding, so I'm happy for that. Just interrupting my video before I go to sign off to say that I did look at this to see if it was the small bead or the large beads variety. The large beads variety is the variety to look for. What we have to see is where is this A pointing on Elizabeth and where is this I pointing in Regina. This one is the standard circulation 2010 small beads variety, and I did not check it against my book. So let's have a quick look over here against my book to see if the 2010 upgrades. And I believe that this 2010 is much nicer than this 2010, so it will not be upgrading my book. And now back over to my previously recorded sign off. So let's get right into the giveaway for this month. We are in a brand new month, so brand new giveaway, and I will be giving away another one of these solemn toonies. This is the Black Ring toonie, commemorating the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, 2022. And all you have to do to be eligible to win this toonie is to leave a comment down below, and I will gladly draw a name and send this coin to you anywhere in the world, wherever you may live, if it's not illegal for Canada Post to deliver there. All right, if you enjoyed this video, I always appreciate a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, click on my logo over here to subscribe. Here is a playlist of other Loonie hunts, and here is a playlist of other quarter hunts. Until next time, thanks for watching.